Okay, in this video, we're gonna look at the members of BLACKPINK. They just celebrated their 10th anniversary and they had like a little, I don't know where to start. So YG like announced, I think, that they were gonna have an anniversary, but only some of the members were gonna come, and they were gonna have like a fan event, but it was only gonna be 40 fans allowed. And then some diva took a golf club and tried to bust the windows out of YG, and I think she got arrested. This is such a disaster. So all four of the members ended up showing up, and people think that some of the members were kind of like coerced, kind of pushed to show up. They did a live stream. I watched it. I thought it was very awkward. I was watching it through my hand like this. I had no idea. Anyway, we're gonna see what the headspace is of the four members. I've been saying for a long time that I don't think that they're very locked in with each other. There might be a little bit of animosity between each other. I haven't read for BLACKPINK in quite a while. I'm just very interested. I want to see where their energy is. With that being said, everything I say is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only, and with peace and love. And let's go. This is Jennie. This is Jisoo. Ooh. This is Lisa. And this is Rose. Jennie is the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse position, which is like, I don't want to pursue this anymore. That's what it feels like. Because Knight of Pentacles is like working, building towards something, an accumulation of something. I also feel like she doesn't make as much money from the things that she does in BLACKPINK than she does when she does solo work. Yeah, this is sort of like, if I'm in her energy, it's like, this is a little bit of a waste of time for me. I don't want to be here. Yeah, from a financial standpoint, from an energetic standpoint, from a like just effort and labor standpoint, she's not really about it. Yeah, I don't want to nurture this anymore. Because the Queen of Pentacles, it's Pentacles again. And it's sort of like, all I can hear is like, this is a waste of time. I don't want it. To be fair, they've been in BLACKPINK for 10 years. I don't look at her crazy. Although BLACKPINK hasn't really been locked in for like 5 of those 10 years, it seems like. But from Jennie's energy, it's sort of like, this isn't like giving to me. I don't want to give to this. That's what it feels like. The Eight of Swords in the reverse position. Oh, this Jennie's very funny to me. She's like I feel imprisoned. I feel kidnapped. She doesn't want to do this. I think it's like a social pressure. I think it's like the pressure from fans and the company. Because I feel like there were like contract negotiations, a couple of years ago. She could have opted out of it. It seems like Jennie hates this. She hates, it's not even like she regrets being in BLACKPINK. It's not a regret thing. It's sort of like, I've moved on. Like, why do I have to be like dragged in here? It's like a dog on a leash. That's how she feels. Because this is like being bound up mentally in communication, and sort of like I have to present myself in such a different way than I want to when I'm in BLACKPINK. It's very like, I feel like I'm in a cage. That's how Jennie feels. She's like, ugh, that's her energy. I'm just like, ugh, I'm over it. Can we conclude this? Can we wrap this up? The world is completion. Like, I've done what I need to do for this group. Jennie wants to move on, period. It's just like, ugh. I don't know what the emotion I could ascribe to that, because it's not really like resentful. It's like, I'm over it. I'll show up if you like drag my ass there, but I don't want to be there, and I want to get out as soon as possible. I also feel like, I don't know if this is crazy or not, but I feel like Jennie has something about Korea generally. It would be like going to your hometown. That's how she feels about a lot of places in Korea, where it's sort of like, especially if you don't like your hometown, or you feel like it's a little small for you or stifling, there's some sort of interesting relationship she has with being in Korea. I don't know. It's not like I hate Korea, obviously. That's not what it is. It's just sort of like, I don't know. I think if you have a complex relationship from where you came from, that's how Jennie feels about being back in Korea. I don't know if she's in Korea a lot or not, but it also could just, I suppose, be the area. Because for whatever reason, it's making me want to think about the geological location. So maybe it's like the neighborhood that like the YG building is in, or wherever the live stream was. There's something about, I don't want to come back to this physical place. Oh no. I said this was Jisoo, Lisa, Rose, right? This is Jisoo. Girl, I'm gonna have to check. Jisoo is the Knight of Wands, which is like charging forward, passionate. Yeah, she wanted to be there. Yeah, I think Jisoo is angry a little bit. If I could tap into her energy, she definitely was the member. I mean, per the live stream, it definitely seemed like Jisoo wanted to be there, but there's an anger. A really quiet anger. Oh, I feel really angry suddenly. It's very quiet, very polished anger. Knight of Wands. Who's the Knight of Wands? Is that Jisoo? That might be her energy. For fulfillment, lack of fulfillment, lack of satisfaction, strength in the reverse. She's very frustrated with the other members. She has been for a while. Yeah, the King of Wands doesn't feel like Jisoo's energy. I don't know who this would be. Maybe YG? I'm not sure. Okay, but it feels like someone on Jisoo's team. I have no idea how Jisoo's team is even designed or made up of, but that feels like someone that is kind of a collaborator, kind of. It would be like a manager almost, but like one where it's like she works closely with the manager or tells the manager what to do and the manager executes it. There's something like that, but it's sort of like she's been talking with somebody else, because I see her having conversations with somebody else, and it's like she's mad. She's like, they're not pulling their weight, they're not pulling their end of the bargain, or something like that. Strength too is sort of like I can't force them to do what needs to be done. If Jisoo had it her way, I think Blackpink would probably come back pretty regularly. Like probably like every year and a half or something like that, and would have their entire career. Not even because Jisoo necessarily loves Blackpink in that sense. It's sort of like Jisoo's very dutiful, I would say. There's something about that. I feel like Jisoo sometimes fails to execute, but she has a lot of desire and energy though. And this seems like it's in her whole life. I don't know why she would, but it seems like that. It seems like Jisoo runs into what's the word? Not roadblocks. It would be like if you're trying to like create something and then you just like, keep hitting issues. Like you keep hitting potholes and you don't know why. I don't know why, but there's something like that with Jisoo. Like in her energy, or maybe her astrology. I'd love to know what her natal chart looks like, but there's something about that. But this is like, I'm unimpressed. She's unimpressed with her members. She's mad at them. She is frustrated with them. She's like, why can't you do simple things? Why can't you show up? This has been festering for quite a while with Jisoo, in fact. It's sort of like, it's not even like you guys have to be like dazzling stars. It's more just like, why can't you have a little bit more passion, even if it's for the fans? Like, she's really sad about it. It's from like, it's not even like I'm yelling at you. It's just sort of like a frustration. That makes a lot of sense. Like, if you've ever worked in a group, you've probably been Jisoo, where you're like, guys, can we walk in for a second? And like, nobody cares. She's very sad. Well, she's very angry. And I think underneath that is a lot of sadness for her. That's all I can really get, though. Maybe let's pull more. King of Swords. Someone's mad. Someone is mad at Blackpink. Jisoo might be also talking to this person. This person feels older and they feel like they're in some way in charge of Blackpink maybe? Or they have influence over them. I don't know who this person would be. But Jisoo's talking to them. Almost like this person's like, that was really bad. And Jisoo's like, yeah. And like she starts just like offloading a lot of her frustration. Ooh, this is shady though. This is sneaky. Yeah, I feel like, I don't say this in like a negative way or to paint Jisoo in a bad light, but I do think Jisoo is talking about the other members behind their back. But it would be like if you had a coworker and the coworker isn't stepping up. And Jisoo's sort of like, they don't show up. They don't do even like the bare minimum. And they haven't. Like, I mean, like, I think this stems a lot. This has very little even to do with the 10th anniversary. It's like, for a while, she's felt this way. Like, they were on tour, right? Like, a year ago, 2 years ago, IDK. That tour felt like it came and went a little. But there's something about that where it's like, they don't step up to the plate. They don't care. And I think Blackpink actually, like, if the other members were willing, Blackpink could come back a lot and, like, do cool stuff and then, like, go off and do their own business. It's interesting. She's mad. I feel that really strongly. Lisa is the Two of Swords. Which is coming to a decision, it's a stalemate, but needing to make a decision, I should say. Like, should I stay or should I go kind of energy? I don't know. Devil, releasing of something toxic. Okay. Ace of Swords in the reverse position. Poor communication, kind of. That's what that reads as. I don't feel like Lisa's communicating properly, but she wants to, like... I think it's like one of those things. Lisa is emotionally detached from Blackpink in general, but it's not even like I'm emotionally detaching because it's toxic. It's sort of like, this doesn't fit me anymore. This doesn't serve my life anymore. So I've kind of let it go. So she shows up for contractual obligations. So it'd be like if it was written to her contract that she's supposed to do X, Y, Z, and it's sort of like, you're going to get penalized if you don't. Show up for that. And she's like, well, I signed the contract. It's very much like, okay, I'll show up. But there's something about her communication. It would be like if she left texts on read a lot, or she was very wishy-washy about things. That's how she feels. She's not locked in. I feel like I've read this about Lisa. I haven't done a ton of readings on Blackpink, but it's like Lisa feels like she's like she just wants to like enjoy her life, but it seems like she's lacking structure. That's what it feels like. It's in a way that's like not good. It's like you're partying too much, or like you're out too much, or it's like, and that's fine, you can party, right? But it's like, it's also not like it's not paired well with like structure. So it's sort of like you can avoid somebody's messages instead of like avoiding somebody's messages, you just tell them directly. There's something about Lisa needs to like lock in a little bit more with that, because it's sort of like, but the thing is, it's not like malicious. Her energy doesn't feel malicious. It's more just like, she'll just like leave you on red, and it's not because like she's trying to be bitchy. It's like, I just don't want to deal with this right now, so I'm not gonna. That's what it feels like. Because she's like, the other thing too is it's like, I don't want to be held back by Blackpink anymore. Whereas Jennie feels like a dog on a leash. So anytime someone mentions Blackpink, she gets flashbacks. She's like, oh, Lisa's sort of like, that was fun. And like, now I'm on to something else. She's a lot more lighter and flitterier about it. Which is why, like, even in the live stream, she was like, well, I'm here for the moment. And then it's like, on to the next thing. Like, her energy's so funny. It's like, she's similar to Jennie in the sense of like, that was in the past. But Jennie's like frustrated and like, a little bit like giving like PTSD a little bit, whereas Lisa's like, I just want to like, I think it's covering up something, the world and like make music and have fun. Lisa, I don't think is 100% taking her life that seriously. Is that crazy to say? I don't know why. She's just like too locked into, I mean, she's pretty, she's rich, she's, you know, relatively famous. That's what it feels like. Like there's something she's not addressing. The thing is, I don't think it's gonna hit her for a couple more years, but she's like running from something. It's like someone who's always traveling, and it's like, why are you always traveling? What are you running from? There's something like that. But overall, when I'm in Lisa's energy, it's like a door that's locked. So she's not even aware that it's like you're avoiding. If it's not pain, it's avoidance of something that she needs to confront, and she's not, and she won't until she's forced to. Isn't Lisa also in her Saturn return right now? Girl, Lisa. Anyway, who's this? Two of Pentacles. Rosa got the Two of Pentacles, which is like juggling and balancing things. Oh, I kind of like that. Balancing, juggling, that's walking away from something emotional. That's actually a bit sad. The Hierophant doing things differently. Yeah, Rose, it's so funny. It's like Jennie and Lisa have kind of like, we're done with this. Whereas like Jisoo and Rose, it's like they want the ending to be better organized, or they would have liked Blackpink to continue with a sense of like a cadence to it. Whereas Jisoo has like this anger and sort of like frustration. Rose is sort of, it's also anger and frustration, but it's more like sadness, because this is like balancing things. It's like from Rose's perspective, she's like, I would be more than willing to like come back and do stuff with Blackpink more regularly. The other members are not necessarily locked into that. This is having to emotionally detach. So it's like Rose's like, I'm really sad, because if I'm in Rose's energy, she really would love for Blackpink to do more. She sees the messages. I'm sure people, like fans, constantly like bother them about like Blackpink. I'm sorry, but kind of bring up a lot about Blackpink. So she sees the messages. She sees, I think, the sadness from fans, etc. So I don't know. It seems like Rose was the other one that might have been in attendance with Jisoo. If I don't know if this has been confirmed. I've only seen like some like rumors that there was only going to be like 1 or 2 members in attendance. That would have been Rose as the other one. This is like, I have to emotionally walk away from this, but she doesn't want to. She would genuinely, she would like to pursue her own solo career while also doing stuff with Blackpink if she had it her way. And it's like, I have to detach because the other members, it's like you know, it takes 4 to tango, right? The Hierophant is doing things differently. It's like, but the Hierophant, I believe, is ruled by Uranus, which is like a planet of like sudden disruption, or having to do things like eccentrically. So there's something, no, I don't know if that's ruled by Uranus. Capricorn? IDK. Neptune, maybe. Whatever, unimportant. There's something about in Rose's energy where it's like an acceptance of like, they also are just, they've always been kind of like a strange K-pop group when you think about the landscape. They took that weird massive hiatus at the height of their fame, and they have like what, like 36 songs in like 10 years. It's very bizarre, especially for how famous they are. So there's something about that's always been like eccentric about Blackpink. It's like Rosie's like, I have to lean into this. I have to lean into that. We're not like a typical K-pop group, or even really kind of a typical music group in that sense. But it's sort of like, I think this is a catalyzed something in Rose. I honestly feel like she might have said something or had some words with some members. I really think, this feels like just sharp words more than a fight, but I really feel like she said something to the other members. If I were to guess, maybe Jennie and Lisa, because there's something about like, you guys should have been here, or you should have communicated better. I'm not sure. It just feels honest. It doesn't even, and it also doesn't, whatever she said to whoever she said it to, it feels warranted. It feels warranted. Although it's like, it's sharp. But I think given the circumstance, if you're frustrated, that makes sense. But I really feel like she said something to somebody. I don't know if it was to them directly. It might have been to like a manager. IDK. Page of Pentacles. I'm not getting what, I'm not giving. I'm not getting, I'm not receiving. Also not working, not building at something. I don't feel like Blackpink has anything ready that they're preparing for, that they're working towards at all. No. Not even like, I mean, like, girl, kind of, are they ever? But they're not working towards something. Like, there's no effort or energy being put into this from Rose's side, but it's because there's nothing that's like in the hopper. It's not because she doesn't want to. It's like there's just nothing. We don't see each other that often. We don't work together that often. That's her. Is Rose working on an album? Did she release her album? I remember this was years ago, but she was like working on her album R or something. IDK. Girl, it is what it looks like. If it walks like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. They're not locked in. It's so long. Like, we want to do other things. We want to be different people. I don't judge them for that. The communication could be much better. Much better. I don't know. I think there's a conversation to be, I'm babbling now, but I think there's a conversation to be had about like what artists owe to fans. It's like, do you think an artist owes anything? I don't know. It's sort of like they did their job and now they don't want to do their job anymore. That line was so awkward. All right, well, peace and love.